I can see some of you I already met yesterday, so thanks for making damper with me. So at the moment, what's going to come around, I'm Nornie Bero, I'm the owner of Mabu Mabu, as you said, and I think we've got some damper coming out for you guys too as well at the same time, so that you can have a little snack on me. Well, actually, on you, but on me. The best thing about thing is that I've got a restaurant just down in Fed Square, but not just that, we work, I guess for me, growing up in the Torres Strait and being an island girl, when you taste the damper that you're having is the first thing that my dad actually taught me how to make. And because we used to just sort of have what you could only get out of your gardens as well. And then when you think of bread in general, every country makes bread from something. And when you talk about the missions as well and everything, they all created food from whatever they could get. So we used to get like big tins of flour. So damper has come out of that, from those mission stages. And now it's become this delicious dish that, you know, I charge a lot of money for, so that you guys can enjoy the delicious bread we make. But it talks about, like, you know, how you grow up. And I've been very fortunate to grow up in the Torres Strait as well, born and bred. And to grow up in that sort of atmosphere, you get, when you think about it, if I can take you back there, it's like you have a spear in your hand, you go out and you catch what you can and you bring it home, and that's what you eat. So you have all these memories, and I have these great memories of growing up and feeding myself. So, you know, if a zombie apocalypse happened, I'm your guy, you know, because at least I can feed myself. But it's one of those things that I think we forget about how our old practices used to be, and we can bring that into our new generation too of stuff. And for me and the business that I have is that we're these unique fishers as a part of it, because we support farmers. So for me, I go directly from a farmer to come to you. So when we make all this stuff, so just take a bag, don't worry, it's not going to crawl, nothing's going to crawl out and bite you. It's all made with native ingredients. So I like to be the leader of what native ingredients, and especially our people, are going to be for the future of Australia, because we should be leading it. We grow up with it, we know how to use it, so we're here as guides to help you of how innovation is going to happen for especially native ingredients in this industry. But not just that, the way that we think of hospitality and how we can be a part of change too as well. And especially when it comes to supporting farmers who are doing the right things in agriculture as well as sustainability. And for me, the whole thing I think across the board, sustainability is really important, because from small little islands that I come from, we're probably going to be, some of ours are going to definitely, the water's going to cover them, especially Saibai and Buigu near Papua New Guinea. So we want to try and make sure that that change happens. And I think for me and the next generations that are coming, you are going to be the leaders of what we're going to be looking like, you know, for the future. And for me and Mabu Mabu, we're doing these little steps to change the way I guess our customers sort of see how we work with communities, and also not just that, but farmers indirectly too as well. But for me, I just want to say thank you to having me here. It's really great to be a part of this. And also, when I think of my dad as well, and the stuff that he had to do, and the damper that you're having is a really good story. So when COVID hit, I thought what my dad did to put, you know, because I grew up with generators. So I know I'm not that old. I've seen a few summers, but I'm not that old. But I grew up with a generator, and my dad used to say to me all the time, $20 was for a 20-litre petrol. So can you imagine, before I was in double figures, we were already paying, you know, $1 a litre for petrol to run the generator so that we could have the lights on. And if you didn't have the petrol, you had kerosene lamps. And that's how we lived, because I don't know if anybody knows what a thunderbox is, but it's an out toilet. And my dad, not only did he make the damper and the bread for the locals, he also was the poo man, you know, who'd come and pick up your tin. I don't know if that's really gross or kind of, you know, everybody had a side hustle. So making damper was one of the first things he used to do, and he used to pay me in marbles. And I sometimes think I wonder if the new Bitcoin could be marbles, and that my staff wouldn't mind if I paid them in marbles too. So when he used to say to me, that I'd go out and deliver the locals the damper as well as, the buns that he would make, and then they would go out and catch big fish and then put fish burgers on as well so that they could just make some kind of entrepreneurial things. And he put a bamboo wall down our living room. Health and safety wasn't like a full-on thing back then, just so that you know. So he put a bamboo wall down there and turned half of our house into a tuck shop. So when COVID hit and I was here, I just started my first venue, and I was like, how am I going to keep the lights on and how am I going to pay my staff? So I did exactly what my dad did, and I made damper. And that's how I kept the lights on, and that's how I kept my staff, because I did damper workshops. And this was my way of getting native ingredients into everybody's kitchens at the same time as well. So people would do workshops with me online. So damper has this really great story. Only the first thing I ever made, but it also is one of those things that you can sustain yourself and eat because it has such a good story behind it. And when you think of bread around the world, everybody makes bread. And I think some of the youth leaders made some damper with me yesterday, and some of them were really good at baking because, they make naan bread. You know it. You can see that they make roti, and the others are like, well, I'll put my name on it, but I don't know how it's going to turn out. And just FYI, if it didn't turn out, not my fault. Yeah. So the best thing that I want to say is your damper that you're eating is got this great story from not only from the missions and how we treat flour and introducing of all those things. It's a bit like the same thing of all the Pacific Islands around there and the Torres Strait especially. If you don't know where the Torres Strait is, it's in the tip of Cape York, so the pointy bit of Australia, in between the waters of Papua New Guinea and the tip of Cape York. And there's over 25 inhabited islands up there. And I've been lucky to be raised there and understand the processes of what's going on there. And what we want to do there is, bring back our old school agriculture as well, to bring back those native foods that we normally eat in our diets. And just a little bit of information about that is we as consumers are the ones that dictate what comes on the market. So the more that you think that you can eat variety and eat more variety of things and be open to that, then we will be eating seasonal food for the future. So, but thanks. Thank you so much.